Well, welcome back, everybody. In-game live, all access. And hey, I was talking to Mick off. He's like, hey, he's like, Calgary. He's just glad the Stampeders aren't around. Mick has a hate on for the Calgary Stampeders. That's why we separate him and Joe. She's our Calgary correspondent, and Mick is our Edmonton correspondent. Mick, before we get into the CFL games, Oiler Nation, things could have been pretty crazy with Kane. Lucky he has his, like, dude, that could have been serious stuff. I've been cutting hockey games with skates before, and it got like not as bad as that, but dangerous with blood on the ice. It's happened to me. That's a scary moment there. This guy's out 3 to 4 months. How do you think these guys are going to do? They got to have PRV and a couple other guys in the team pick up the slack, because that was a scary injury, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, he was cut, and you could tell he knew he was bleeding straight away, so he just held it, rushed off, because, you could lose a lot of blood in that area, obviously, when people unfortunately try and do away with themselves. So he's a good player. I'm so glad they re-signed him and got him on the contract for a few years. Big fan of his, and he settled his life down. So, yeah, Oilers, it's just the goaltending. You never know with them. That's where they need to really pick up their game, the goaltending. So important.
Yep. Yeah, you picked up Campbell from the Leafs, and he's, let's call it out for what it is. He used to be a good hot bowl of soup, and now he's a sieve, but it'll get better, Mick. He's one of those guys, I think he's going to be a slow starter, and then he'll figure it out. But, yeah, he hasn't been that good. The Oilers' goaltending has been a little bit suspect, even though I like our boy, Double S, Stu Skinner. Let's talk, Mick. We got Canadian Football League finals. People don't know. For all our friends down south, this is what it basically... These are our conference finals. So we have the East Final, we have the West Final, and the winners, guys, will be playing in the Grey Cup, our Super Bowl, our championship game in Canada. So a huge weekend for football. Mick's happy because Calgary lost to the BC Lions. Gabe's happy because he went to the game and made a lot of money and BC won. But we'll start things off, Mick. Should be a lot of fun in the Eastern Final. What are we going to do with this one? We have a well-rested Toronto Argonauts team, rested, but Montreal, I got to hand it to. I was talking to Babano. Very impressive what Montreal did to Hamilton. Their defense looked lethal. They were beating down. It didn't matter who was in there. Dane Evans, he was ineffective. Then Schlitz Malt Liquor came in there. Schultz got absolutely murdered in that game too. Montreal's defense was angry. I know Clam Chowder is now an adopted Argo fan, but what do we got here? Toronto minus 3.5-point favorites. Money line minus 160. Montreal's getting plus 3.5, plus 135. Total 48 in this football game. Mick, things start off Sunday, 105 Eastern. What do you think about this one? I hate to say it. I'm in just outside of Toronto. I'm leaning Alouettes. They looked very good last week.
Oh, man, I've gone back and forward on this one a few times. I think the Argos might get it done by 3 points. So in that case, take the Alouettes at the plus 3.5, and you might get the win. Probably under. Both games went under last week. But the Alouettes are really surprised, and I actually do hope they win, because they can be a bit more explosive on the offense. And if that's the case, the Grey Cup game could be more exciting. But whichever team wins, I don't think they will win the Grey Cup. Alouettes have got their running back, stand back. Trevor Harris, he's consistent, but not that explosive. Tough one to pick. I'll lean slightly to the Argos to just win. Ours to cover.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Also, if you guys are on FanDuel, have some fun with these games like we do in the NFL. Anytime touchdown score. For Montreal, Jake Wenicky had a touchdown last week. He's plus 115 for the Alouettes. That's an interesting spot right there. And true, like Fletcher had a big game for them last week, but I kind of like Wenicky at plus 115 for a touchdown in that game for the Montreal Alouettes. For the Argos, I don't know who I'd go with. Maybe Brandon Banks. He's plus 115. I need a little bit more, Mick, but you're leaning. So you like the Argos by 3, meaning Argos money line, but the hook, Montreal getting 3.5. So you think that game is going to be close. Let's talk BC Lions, man. Should be this game is going to be awesome. Like, this is good that there's less NFL games at 4:00 for everybody. And I suggest our friends down south, man, you guys watch this game. You'll be very impressed. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers are the cream of the crop in the Canadian Football League. The BC Lions have Nathan Rourke at quarterback, absolute stud with the Ohio Bobcats. His brother is the quarterback there now, and they're playing, Mick. What do you think about this one? We got Winnipeg. Man, they're 4.5-point favorites. Tough place to play. I think the weather's going to be cold. What do you think, Mick? I think BC can hang with these guys. I'm expecting a very, very close game. I'm going to take the Lions getting 4.5. What do you think, friend?
Oh, I really hope the Lions can win it. I don't dislike the Bombers either. They're a good team, back-to-back Grey Cup champions. But yeah, Nathan Rourke, he was unbelievable last week. He kind of reminds me a little bit with Aaron Rodgers when he's playing well. He threads it just into those great wide receivers for the BC Lions. They played really well. Bo Levi, Jeans Mitchell came in. I was a little bit worried there, but then BC bounced back and went down the field to calm any comeback from the Stampeders. I'm with you. I like the Bombers to probably win just. They've been on that rest. They got a very good defense led by the big Willie Jefferson, and Adam Bighill is still playing well. Take the Bombers money line. But yeah, for a bit less, take the BC Lions to cover that 4.5. And I really hope they win, obviously.
What do you think, Mick, about the total? I know we talked under. I think with these offenses, we could see points. 49.5. I know it's tough. It's going to be cold in Winnipeg. We know that. They're thinking like -10, whatever. So I don't have my Fahrenheit calculator for everybody, but it's cold enough. It's not freezing, but it's cold. They'll be like breathing some mist there. 49.5 with these offenses. I think we can get over the 49.5. And I'm definitely doing a teaser, getting BC to +11.5 and over 42.5. on a 7-point teaser. What do you think?
Well, I hope you're right, because then it's going to be more of an exciting game. I believe 2 of the games went to the over. 2 of the games this year they played, it was really high scoring, but the last one was 24-9 Bombers' way. So let's hope it's over the number, because it doesn't take much to get to 50 when they get on a roll, as you know. And in that last 3 minutes of the CFL, all you USA guys tuning in, don't turn off, because so much can happen in that last 3 minutes when they stop the clock more than the NFL. And you can come from 2 touchdowns down easily with a couple of minutes to go in the CFL. And as you've seen, Cam, people leave the stadium and then the game gets changed around and the other team wins. So really exciting rule, especially that last 3 minutes.
Yeah, for our friends, it's not a 2-minute warning. We got a 3-minute warning, and the clock stops. So it's like, yeah, you're never out of a game. That's the thing. Like, it's actually very exciting. Some of the rules in the Canadian Football League, in my opinion, are better than the American rules. I think the 3-minute warning's cool because, yeah, you said it, like comebacks galore. It's hard to win those games. In the U.S. game, if you lose your timeouts, you're done. They're just going to take a knee, and that's the game, and it's over. But with the 3-minute warning and the stop clock, crazy things can happen. Mick, I also like Brian Burnham to get a touchdown for BC at +115. He had one last week. That guy's the most amazing receiver. I actually wouldn't be surprised if an NFL team tried to, put him on a practice squad or something, because I think he's very, very good and maybe he can get a gig. Well, before we go, Mick, what else do we got going on here? NFL, I'm not sure if you have your sheet to break everything down with, coaching and situation. And I don't have the mythology and the method behind it right now, but have you looked at the spreads? What's your favorite, Mick? I know I'm crazy. I actually like your Denver Broncos +3 this week. I must be a psychopath.
Well, ever since you guys started your Shady 5 for the last 4 weeks, I've come up with my sleazy or shining 5. And I've done okay. Went 3-1 last week. Went 4-1 a couple of weeks. But it's tough. I've gone back and forward. But I'll give you my top 5 and see how we go. I like the Raiders, actually. The Colts are a mess. Jeff Saturday, I do like him, but wow. And I hope they do win, of course. The Raiders should get that one done. Titans, Giants, Seahawks, Vikings. They're my top 5. So really tough week. Could go either way in all these games.
Yeah, that's not the Shady 5. That's the Greasy 5 with Mick Aussie there. Yeah, going. And know what, Mick? Basically, just go against us, and you'll go 4-1 every week, because we're about as hot as a urinal cake puck in a bathroom right now. Later, buddy. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, same. Well, that was a lot of fun. Talking a lot of CFL, which I like. And also, obviously, I love talking NFL as well. So, real quick, more on my top sleazy or shining 5 picks against the spread in NFL. Seahawks +2.5. Oh, tough game over there in Germany. You never really know, but I'll take the Seahawks against the Bucks. I'll take the Giants at -4.5 at home against the Texans. Saquon Barkley could have a big, big game. I'll take the Vikings at +3.5 against the Bills in Buffalo because it's 95% sure Josh Allen won't be playing and they don't really have much of a running game. Another tough one though. I'll take the Titans at -3, unfortunately, against my Denver Broncos. I just can't see the Broncos improving that much, and Derrick Henry has been on fire. We got a good pass defense. Our run defense is okay. But unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong, but Titans at -3. Raiders at -4.5 against the Colts, eh? Like they said, Jeff Saturday got appointed coach of the Colts. Great fella, but no coaching experience, but I hope he does well. And that's the 5. I also thought about taking the 49ers at -7. I think they will beat the Chargers well, but the Chargers might get a backdoor cover. The Cowboys at -4.5 over the Packers. The Packers are just going terrible. The Cowboys have had a week's rest as well. Even though it's in Green Bay, Cowboys should get that done. I think the Steelers might win against the Saints. They're 1.5-point underdog. So there's some of my picks against the spread. Multis, I like the Eagles, Chiefs and 49ers at -110. Add the Giants, that's a 4-way multi parlay at +175. Add the Raiders, add the Cowboys, add the Dolphins. Good luck. Now, something happened this morning. I had a few beers last night and I texted a private message to Scotty Farrell. I listened to his show on the radio app driving around every day. He does this crazy great intro and then he does a birthday roll call of all these famous people. So he promised me a spot on his show after going on the Super Bowl pre-game show with him and Gabe. We were chatting during the break. So I messaged him, hey Scotty, how about doing a birthday call out for me? It's Friday the 11th, which is Saturday the 12th, Australia time. And I don't even ever promote my birthday anywhere on social media. Facebook, I've never ever had it on Facebook. It's just what I don't like to do. Also, I share a birthday with Mike the CanMan, Michael P. Mahone, the Boston and area celebrity radio guy. He's a fantastic fella. He's a big CFL fan, Montreal Alouettes. So I share my birthday with a great mate, Michael P. Mahone. Check him out. He loves Facebook and he's a great fella. He loves going to the cross-country meets of all the high school kids. He's done thousands and they're coming up to 2,000 cross-country meets. He goes and takes all the records down and everything. I've had him on my show. Happy birthday, Mike CanMan. Anyway, check this out. Scotty Farrell gave me a birthday shout out on his great show, 1 to 4 p.m. Mountain Time, Monday to Friday. The legendary Scotty Farrell.
It's Pain-Free Friday. Hey, what's gigging? I'm Farrell along with your boy Carver High this afternoon. Mafia running it with Hayden Fried, LTN in Kansas City Mo. A birthday roll call. Mick Aussie with a big birthday today out in Edmonton, Alberta. With all the down under freaks, Carver High, your boy Mick Aussie. That's Morency's guy right there. Carver High's like, not my boy. Beats your ass. I was like, I like him. But Carver High's like, I'll fight him. Drop the gloves then. Let's go. Kelvin Joseph, 22. Herb Miller, 25. DJ Reed, 26. Stedman Bailey, 32. Vic Cruz, 36. Mark Sanchez, 36. Austin Collie, 37. Hilton Armstrong, 38. Matt Garza, 39. Willie Parker, 42. Lamont Jordan, 42. Jason Grilly, 46. Damian Easley, 53. Bill Musgrove, double nickels. Roberto Hernandez, 58. Fuzzy, 71. Warner Wolf, legend, 85. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Dante Foreman with a huge TD run last night. It was all Panthers.